Janette, wellness coach. Thank you for joining me this morning. My live today is all about overcoming decision fatigue. I've got my notes, they're right here. I don't always have the best memory for various reasons, so I need some prompts. What's unusual about that? Now, if you've met me for the first time and you think, oh, she looks sensible, she looks nice, I'd like to hear what she's got to say, please subscribe, okay? Make that subscription and subscribe so we can stay connected, we can become friends. Now, today I'm speaking on overcoming decision fatigue. Decision fatigue, my beautiful soul, is that sense of feeling overwhelmed, asking yourself, have I become lazy? What's wrong with me? Because previously you've had all this energy, you've been able to make good decisions, you've had a passion for life, you've had a passion for challenges, and then you find yourself struggling. You say, what's going on with me? What's happening? Why don't I feel that same level of passion that I did before? Maybe this is just laziness. It isn't. It's decision fatigue, okay? It's 9 o'clock. Now, just hit 9 o'clock, and it's the perfect time for us to have a wellness session, the perfect time for us to pause. So I'd love you to get yourself some water, get hydrated, or get a drink, and come and join me for this powerful topic of how to overcome decision fatigue. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a moment to do that while I explain the topic to you a little bit. If you've ever felt drained from constantly choosing. Now, maybe you haven't realized this. You are constantly making choices. You're deciding how to get up in the morning, what your morning routine is each day, what to wear. You're deciding your transport to work, which direction to go. You're deciding what to have for lunch, what to have for breakfast. You're making decisions about children if you're parenting, decisions about the home, decisions about your finances, decisions about your health. You are constantly making decisions. And this can lead you into overthinking for you. Not overthinking because you're a person who just overthinks everything. There are people who do that. They really struggle to make decisions and they think about things over and over and over again. I don't mean like that. I don't mean that type of overthinking. I mean just having to think a lot about life, having to make lots of decisions just as a part of living your life, just as a part of your existence right here on earth. You have to decide so many things. And whilst you're doing that, you can become drained, constantly deciding, what am I going to cook for dinner? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to wear? What am I going to buy? What am I going to pay for? You know, it's a lot. It is a lot. Where am I going to live? Who am I going to live with? It's a lot of decisions to make. And so it's understandable if you become a person who struggles with decision fatigue without even realizing it. So I want us today to take a break from overthinking, okay? And I want us to breathe and to reflect and to learn how to make decisions from a calmer and clearer place. That's so important. And if you'd like to do that with me today, join me for the live, like the live, just double tap on the screen, like the live, send a love heart, subscribe. Okay, let's get connected and move forward. Okay. Now my live is child friendly, so it's friendly for both children and adults, okay, alike. Everyone can benefit from wellness. It incorporates everybody. It's not adult only content. It's just relaxing, calming, chilling content on a Saturday morning. So let's begin by grounding ourselves. We ground ourselves by reconnecting with nature that is around us and reconnecting with the earth. Many of us are very disconnected from the earth now. You know, we wear rubber-soled shoes. Do you wear rubber-soled shoes? I wear them all the time. In the UK, we call them trainers. I don't know what they call them in America. Pumps, plimsoll. No, pumps are high-heeled shoes in America. But here, I wear training shoes, you know, running shoes, okay? And they have a rubber sole. And that means day by day by day, I'm disconnected from the earth. I don't connect to it. If I was walking or standing in soil with my bare feet, I would be earthing. I would have that connection to the earth, which would be calming, refreshing, and rejuvenating. But I don't have that. What we need to do sometimes is just to renew our connection to Earth, to Mother Nature, and just ground ourselves again. And so this breathing exercise is wonderful for just getting grounded and for feeling calm. And what we're going to do is to place one hand on our heart, just around about here. And when you place your hand there, can you feel it beating? Just pause for a moment, listen to your heartbeat. You should be able to feel it. Can you feel it? And one hand on your tummy, so one hand on your belly. And I'll just give you a moment to put your phone down so that you can hear me, but you can participate in this wonderful grounding exercise. Hand on your heart, hand on your tummy. And we're going to inhale through our nose for the count of 4. We'll hold our breath for 2 and exhale slowly, blowing our breath gently out through our mouths for the count of 6. And we're going to do this 3 times. Let's go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wonderful. How does that feel? Should feel calming. Should feel peaceful and restful, and you should begin to feel your heartbeat slow. Should we do that again? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. And if you've just joined, you're just in time to do this breathing exercise. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your tummy. You're going to inhale through your nose for the count of 4. Hold your breath for the count of 2. And exhale slowly through your mouth for the count of 6. Can you feel that heartbeat under your hand? Doesn't that feel good? And have you sensed how your heartbeat has slowed since you began the breathing exercise? And let's do this. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. And I'd like you just to release yourself from the pressure of overthinking. If you identified with what I said about constantly making decisions and that leading to what might be overthinking, decision fatigue, just release yourself right now of the pressure to get everything right. It's okay. And just say to yourself, I give myself permission to slow down and to choose peace. Wonderful. Okay, let's continue. Decision fatigue happens when we're faced with too many choices. Life offers so many of them all the time. What to wear, what to eat, what to say, what to do. So many decisions. And our brains understandably become tired. We weren't created for this age. Our bodies are making a lot of adjustments to living in this modern age. The age that we're living in now is not always human friendly, and our bodies are adjusting, but there are areas of weakness within us that struggle to cope with the demands of a life in this modern age. And it's important we recognize that. I feel that that's where wellness comes in. Wellness is recognizing the limitations that we have naturally, recognizing that we are being pushed upon, pulled upon, okay, and encouraged to go beyond what might be our limitations. Excessive decision making in modern day life is you being pushed beyond your limitations of what you were designed for. Your brain needs to rest, otherwise, you will become fatigued. Now, in a world full of options, we have notifications, other people's opinions, constant decision making. The good news is that you can restore clarity by simply caring for your mental space. That's what's important. Taking some time out for you. It's not selfish for you to say, stop, stop, stop. I need a time out. I need to pause. I need to take some time away. That isn't selfish. That's sensible. That's you being a sensible human. That's you protecting your health, your physical, emotional, and mental health. That's really important. I've got 10 tips for you on how to overcome decision fatigue. And of the 10, there should be a few that you can utilize. Let me begin. Start by simplifying your daily choices. How do you do that? Plan in advance. Now, somebody that I know has said to me that what she does, her name's Geneve, she's amazing. She says what she does is she gets her outfits prepared the night before so that when she gets up in the morning, she knows what she's going to wear. Fabulous idea. It reduces the decision making. Did you know that Barack Obama, the former president of the United States of America, had 30 suits made when he became president, and they were identical? 30 identical suits with accessories so that he would never have to decide what to wear. He would simply go into his wardrobe and take out a suit. They were all the same. He didn't have any decision making. Identical. Now, I feel if that's good enough for the President of the United States, who recognizes that ongoingly he needs to make decisions every day, lots of decisions, and he wanted to get rid of the trivial decision making. He didn't want to start his day working out, what am I going to wear today? And so he had the identical suits made. It's good enough for us. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should get 30 identical items. However, what you might want to do is create a capsule wardrobe. That's a wardrobe of things that connect together, that match together, that are in similar colors, that complement each other. So consider that. Also, consider planning your meals in advance. Create a menu for the week. That's helpful in so many ways. It helps with the shopping. It helps with the budget. So you're in the supermarket, you've got a list of what you're preparing, you just purchase what you need. You don't have to sift between different ingredients, trying to work out what you're going to cook and prepare. You've decided already. You know what they say, a stitch in time saves 9. Taking a couple of minutes to make these decisions helps you so much. It supports your well-being in so many ways. So consider in advance, what am I going to eat this week? And buy those ingredients. Save your brain energy. Limit your options. Make, when I used to take my grandchildren to the sweet shop, they'd come to stay for the weekend. And so, Nanny, I didn't really have a lot of sweets in the house. And our sweetie shop is across the road, newsagents. And so I'd take them across the road and I'd say, what do you want? And they'd stand there just a little bit paralyzed because there were so many options. And one day, their mum came with me and she said to me, she's my daughter, so she said, Mum, she said, you can't expect them to choose from so many things. You kind of need to limit the choices a little bit. It's too much for them. And she was right. They were like 5 years old and 3. How could they choose from so many things? Sometimes we don't see things from a child's perspective, but she allowed me to do that. And I recognized I'm overwhelming them with options. And I then said to them, choose a packet of crisps, a sweet, and a chocolate. And so they had to choose one of each of those. And that limited the choices immediately. And they were able to make that decision. We sometimes need to limit the choices for ourselves so that we can make good decisions. Sometimes we need to sift things down to our couple of choices, the 2 that really sit well with us, the 2 options that we really are interested in. You go into the nail parlor if you're a lady. So I go to the nail shop and then I say, I want a pedicure. And she says, choose your color. And I look at the wall and there are zillions of, have you ever been in there? Zillions of different colored paints, all different colors and shades, all sorts of everything. Immediately, I have to sift it down to 2. That's what I do straight away, is I decide, right, I've got to choose 2 colors, which 2? And then I decide, okay, maybe it's going to be a pink or a purple. Yeah. And from there, I shift down to my shade of pink or my shade of purple. Could be a shade of blue, could be a shade of green. But in that particular, on that particular occasion, I kind of want a pink or a purple. I sift it down to those two. That's what I feel. This is what we need to do with our decision making. We need to cut it down, trim it back a little bit so that we don't overwhelm ourselves and we can get clarity of thinking. Our thoughts can be clear when we're choosing between just a couple of things. So reduce the choice, reduce the options, and choose between a couple of things. Trust your first instinct. It's so important. Where does instinct lie? It's here and it's here. This is where your instinct is. Instinctively, you will know sometimes whether you're comfortable with somebody or not. It'll start right here and here. The first thing you're going to feel is, can I speak to them openly and communicate with them? Do I feel comfortable to talk to them? That's here. You might feel a little restriction, a little shutdown right here, which is telling you, no, you don't feel safe to talk openly to this person. And then you'll begin to feel it right here in your tummy. You'll feel the flutter. It's called a spiritual umpire and it resides right here. And what happens is that's where your instincts are. And so you must allow your instincts to guide you because they are your given gift. They're kind of like a compass. They're a compass that helps to guide you towards what works and what doesn't work for you. That's your internal compass. And so try and follow the leadings of it. Your intuition, that's what we call it. Use your intuition to guide you in decision making. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. Okay, if it doesn't feel right, it's not for you. During the course of the day, take small breaks. Don't push yourself on throughout the day, telling yourself you'll get everything out of the way and then you'll rest. One of the worst phrases I've ever heard is, I'll rest when I'm dead. Are we serious? Really? Listen, rest and quality living are a part of your experience now. You should be able to have quality living and good periods of rest, enjoyment, relaxation, and recreation right now whilst you're living. Your day, for example, should contain many different components. And one of them is the opportunity that you take during the day to rest. No, it's not a vacation in Spain. It isn't that, but it's a mini vacation. It's a mini rest. It's mini recuperation. Your body needs it. So give your mind the opportunity to rest between decisions, between tasks, between doing things. If you feel tired, take a time out, take a pause break, have a rest. Use your journal. Do you have a journal? It's simply a notebook that you use to write your thoughts and your feelings. You can write the date. It's not a diary. You don't have to go in each day and say, today I did this, today I did that. It's not about that. It's about how you feel. Today I feel. That's how the sentences should start. Today I feel happy. And then you explore, why are you happy? What makes you happy? And then in your journal, you recognize what makes you happy. So you do more of it. Today I feel happy. It's been a good day. I was in the garden. I was doing my gardening. And it felt so good connecting with nature. And so now you know, I need to do more of that. It makes me happy. Today I feel sad. Why are you sad? Today I feel sad because I'm reminded of the loss of somebody very special, somebody I love so much. That's understandable. Now you can make a decision as to how you're going to spend the rest of the day. And you can recognize that you're going to go easy on yourself for the remainder of the day. So your journal is a wonderful place to connect with your feelings. Today I feel angry. Why are you angry? Today I feel violated. I feel mistreated. I feel disrespected. And in your journal, you explore, why do you feel like that? And what will come back to you is how to ensure you don't feel like that anymore. And also by releasing those feelings and those thoughts in the journal, you enhance your feeling of wellness. It'll make you feel better. You're getting it out. You're not holding it in. In is bad. Out is good. Release those thoughts. Release those feelings. Release those emotions. Learn to sit with them for a little bit. Today I feel sad. Just sit with the emotions for a little while and allow yourself to experience them. Don't run away from them. Your emotions are very important in defining you. They make you who you are, and you use them to either grow or to regress. Use them to grow. Rest when your mind feels heavy. Fatigue will often feel like a little bit of confusion. You go into a room and you're not sure why you went in there. You're not sure what you came in for. What is it I needed? What did I want? What was it? Time to rest your mind. Time to go to somewhere where you can put your feet up for 5 minutes, have a cup of tea, and rest your mind. This is fatigue. It's not Alzheimer's, it's not dementia, it's often fatigue. End your day with gratitude. That's so refreshing. End your day by thinking about what you're grateful for, the good things that happens, what went right, what went well. This will recharge your emotional energy for the next day. End your day on a good note. Let me tell you something. Everyone can find something to be thankful for. Everyone can find something to be grateful for. We can. Let me share a short story with you. There was once a woman named Sarah who woke up every day exhausted, not from work, but from the decisions she had to make. What to wear, what to cook, whether to answer a message or not. Everything felt heavy. One morning, she decided to simplify. She chose a capsule wardrobe. All of her items coordinated together and matched. She could pick any two and they would work together. She planned her meals on Sunday, decided in advance what she was going to eat during the course of the week, and created a daily routine that flowed naturally for her. From the rising to the setting down of her head, she created her daily routine. After a week, she noticed something magical. She had a little bit more energy. She did. It wasn't being drained anymore. In the morning, she chose her items from her wardrobe that was already coordinated, and she felt calm. Her evenings, after cooking the dinner that she'd already decided on, felt peaceful, and she wasn't overthinking every move. Sarah realized that decision fatigue wasn't a sign of weakness. And this is where we often get it wrong. We think there's something wrong with us. We're supposed to be able to do this, apparently, but not really. We're pressing ourselves beyond where we can go. But Sarah recognized, I'm not weak. It's a signal that my mind needs space. Your mind, just like my mind, needs space. We must give ourselves that. We must pause. We must rest. We must quiet lists. We must recognize our limitations. We must recognize we weren't created for this world. We've taken part in this world being. We weren't entirely created for it. And so there are adjustments we have to make to ensure that we do well within it. Sometimes clarity isn't about doing more. It's about doing things more simply. Fewer decisions, not worrying about the outcome, but choosing peace over overthinking. I'd love you in the time we have remaining to do a visualization with me. This is, after all, a wellness session. Let's do a visualization together. Simply close your eyes if you're in a safe space. And with your eyes closed, imagine yourself standing in a quiet garden. The sun is warm. The air is gentle. And your mind is peaceful. In front of you are two paths. One is cluttered with noise. One is clear and calm. You choose the calm path. And each step that you make along that path feels lighter and more confident. You realize you don't need to rush. Your peace is guiding you. You have a sense of trust in yourself. Now, take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Let's do that once more. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly. You are grounded. You are wise. You are capable of choosing what serves you. With your eyes closed, just repeat this affirmation. I free my mind from clutter. I focus only on what truly matters. I'm going to count you down from 5 to 1. When I say 1, you'll open your eyes, feeling lighter and more refreshed. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. This week, what small decision can you simplify? Feel free to put it in the comments if you wish. Where can you create more space for calmness during your day? Again, if you wish to comment, feel free to put it in the comments. And lastly, how can you protect your energy when you feel mentally drained? When you start to experience that feeling of fatigue, tiredness, how can you protect your energy? Thank you so much for joining me this Saturday morning. If you've enjoyed this content and you would like more, then please subscribe. I am here each Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and I share content throughout the week. And hopefully that content will encourage you and enable you to keep your face to the sunshine, to keep looking in brighter and happier places and spaces. You can also find me as a word in due season on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. Remember this week, you're not meant to do everything. Start today, not doing everything, but doing what matters. That's what's important. Do what matters most. Select your priorities and do those things, not everything. See you next week for another beautiful wellness session. Bye for now.